For decades, the world of HR has been chasing this brilliant idea that always seemed to just disappear the moment you tried to grab it. Well, today, we're going to talk about how AI is finally making that dream a reality. I mean, just think about it for a second. What if your value at work wasn't about your job title or how long you've been there, but purely about the skills you have and can actually prove? That's the promise of a skills-first organization. And look, this isn't some new, crazy idea. This has been the holy grail for HR professionals for like 20 years. The dream of making talent decisions with absolute precision. So what this really means is that a skills-based organization totally changes how we see people. You're not just a marketing manager anymore. No, you're a collection of skills like SEO optimization or campaign strategy or data analysis. It promises a fairer, way more efficient and agile way to manage talent. It's an incredible idea. But if the idea was so great, why did it stay a dream for so long? Well, because when companies actually tried to do it, the reality was, frankly, a total nightmare. The roadblocks were just so human. I mean, first, the sheer number of skills in a big company was just overwhelming. Then, you've got people reporting their own skills. Some people are humble and some are not so humble. So the data was messy. And those profiles, they were old news in a matter of weeks. And who's going to check all this? Managers are buried in work, and there's no way HR can verify every single skill for every employee. It just wasn't built to scale. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Everybody loved the idea, but almost no one could actually keep it going. The manual work was just completely unsustainable. But now, everything's different. A new tool has shown up that can finally handle the complexity that stumped us for 2 decades. And that tool, of course, is AI. You see, the breakthrough isn't magic. It's just automation and intelligence on a massive scale. AI is the engine that can finally do all that heavy lifting. All those impossible parts, like collecting and updating the data that made these projects collapse before. So how does it actually work? Let's break down the real difference between the old way of doing things and this new AI-powered approach. Okay, first up, just getting the data in. The old way meant HR teams would spend ages building these huge lists of skills, these taxonomies, and then basically beg employees to go fill out their profiles. The AI way? Totally different. It automatically scans the data your company already has, resumes, performance reviews, project files, to build a starter profile for you. No manual entry needed. And that leads to the second huge shift. Old profiles were basically snapshots in time. They were outdated almost as soon as you hit save. But AI creates living profiles. So when you finish a new training course or wrap up a big project, the system sees that and updates your skills automatically. It keeps everything fresh and relevant. So let's get into the weeds for a second. How does the AI do this? First, it parses all that existing company data. From that, it surfaces skills it thinks you have based on the patterns it's finding. Then it gets even smarter. It can identify skill gaps for a role you might want in the future. And finally, it makes validation easier, not by creating more work, but by smartly asking a manager for input or by linking a skill to a test you've already passed. Okay, so the tech is powerful, we get it. But what's the actual payoff here? What does this really do for companies and for us, the employees? Well, it creates what we can call a brand new skills economy. And the benefits are just huge. I mean, when you have a real map of the skills in your company, you can suddenly find that perfect person for a new project who's already on your payroll. That boosts internal mobility like crazy. You can spend training money on the exact skills people need. And for maybe the first time ever, hiring decisions can be based on actual evidence, not just a gut feeling you get in an interview. Now, we have to be real for a second. AI is an amazing tool, but it is not a magic wand. You still need good governance to decide which skills actually matter to your business. You still need quality data for the AI to learn from. Garbage in, garbage out, right? And maybe most importantly, you have to manage the cultural shift. This is a whole new way of thinking about talent. And that really brings us to the final, and maybe the most important question. The technology can give you this incredibly clear picture of what your people can do. But is your company's culture actually ready to act on that information? Are you ready to promote the person with the proven skills over the person who's just been there the longest? That, right there, is the real challenge and the real opportunity.